God's on me, the spiritual curator. Welcome back. It's a new day. It's summertime. The sun is shining. The sun is shining on me. I'm feeling the summer glow. We're in new surroundings. Life is good. So when your life is good, oftentimes you'll run into people or you'll have friends that their life maybe isn't so good. Maybe they're going through a traumatic experience at home, or they're actually getting some hard lessons. Sometimes, karma comes back to you. So sometimes people are going through these growth patterns and actually learning lessons about themselves. And growth is never easy. Perhaps they're going through a breakup, or they lost a friend. Friendships end. They're kind of fickle nowadays. So you have a friend one day, the next day they're not your friend again. But those things can affect us. So what can you do to support other people? So today we're going to talk about holding space. So what is holding space? Basically, holding space is when you know that someone's going through something, just being there for them, being present, supportive, showing compassion, and listening. So now that we've talked about what holding space is, let's talk about what it is not. So here's what holding space is not. Things you should not do when you're trying to be there for someone who's going through something. 1, don't try to fix their problem. This takes their power away. You are not there to fix, save, or help the situation. That is not your job. Your job is to just be supportive and listen. So don't try to fix things. Also, don't shame people for the behaviors that got them to this situation. For example, your girlfriend cheats on her husband. You're friends with the husband, so you have a really strong opinion about that. Don't shame her for what happened by saying things like, I told you so, or you shouldn't have done that, or throwing all of the shoulda, woulda, couldas at them. Again, it is not your job. Your job is to be there, to listen, not interject your own feelings about it, and be supportive. So now that we know what not to do when we're holding space for someone, how do you actually make this happen? Well, first, you have to sit with them in the truth of what is. Your girlfriend cheated on her husband. That's a fact, right? You don't interject your own opinions. You don't have too much to say about it. You're just there to sit with the truth and know that what happened, and there's nothing you can do about it other than support your friend. 2, practice non-judgment. We all place judgments on people for things that they've done or things that they've said. If you can just hold the space for that person and see them as a divine being and see them as greater than they are and show them loving compassion, just don't judge them. There's no space for judgment when holding space. And this isn't always an easy thing to do because we grow up conditioned to believe certain things and have different experiences and exposures that we've had. So don't put your stuff on someone else when you're trying to hold space for them. And 3, this is the most important. Be present. Being present means that nothing else matters in that moment. You're listening, you're compassionate, you're hearing what they have to say, you're not forming an opinion, you're just letting them get it out. Being present means sharing energy with someone without your stuff and just dealing with them at their level, at their pace, with what they're going through. Also, use deep listening. Part of being present means deep listening. Deep listening is not just hearing what they're saying, but really trying to understand their perspective or what they're going through or how they feel about the situation. Deep listening goes beyond the surface and goes into more understanding of why and how the thing happened. So there's a saying that says, seek first to understand and not to be understood. That's being present. So don't push your opinions on someone. Use deep listening. Also, keep your own ego out of it. This is not about you. This is about them. So they may be telling you about an experience that they're having or saying something that they're feeling or an emotion that they're going through in this process. Don't flip it and say, well, I did this or well, I had this experience. And this is something that I struggle with sometimes because I grew up not being heard. So this is not your place to be heard in this moment. It's your place to just keep yourself out of it. This has nothing to do with you. This is about the other person and helping them process. And then allow them to feel comfortable enough and safe enough to fail. The woman cheated on her husband. She got caught. She's dealing with all of the emotions that she may lose her marriage. She may lose her husband. She may lose her wife, whatever. But they need to be able to feel safe enough with you that they made a mistake and try to process through how to deal with it, the best solution for it, and maybe sometimes to just feel the feelings and sit with what they did for a minute. No guilt, no shame, no judgment. Let them feel their feelings and let them feel like you're the soft place for them to land. You're the soft place for them to be able to be vulnerable and to be open and to say what they really did or to say what they really feel. And it be okay because you're not judging. You're just listening. You're just trying to understand their perspective. And be compassionate. We all go through things. No one is perfect. And we all make mistakes and we all do things that we know that doesn't fit right with our spirit, that doesn't feel good in our bodies. So when you're holding space for someone, just be present. And then breathe with your friend. Breath is life. Breath can bring new energy into the room. Breath gets the blood circulating and brings in oxygen, which can clear the headspace, which can clear the space in the room. So it's time to take 3 deep breaths. So breathe in, and the first breath is to clear the energy in the room and to clear the energy in both of your bodies. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. And then the second breath, give them some positive affirmations. Take a deep inhale in. You are worthy. You are perfect just the way you are. You are fearless. You are enough. You are a divine being having a human experience. And exhale again. And then the third breath, we're going to do something different. We're going to drop the breath for grounding. Dropping the breath clears the emotional energy in the body and can really help clear the headspace. So this is how you do that. You inhale in and you hold the breath and hold it for a count of 4 and then exhale. This will help you get grounded. You can feel your blood circulate when you're doing that. And then the last thing you can do to hold space for someone, because oftentimes you get triggered when you're going through something with someone else because you hear something that they said or an emotion that they're going through that you relate to. And it can often trigger you, but you need to get grounded in yourself because, again, this is not about you. This is about them. And sometimes we're human. We get into our own stuff when someone's talking about an experience that they're having. So you need to ground yourself. Take shoes off. Put your feet flat on the floor so that you can be connected with the ground, with the earth. And while they're talking, if you feel yourself drifting into me land, imagine yourself being grounded and shifting the energy back into them. Because this is not about you. This is about supporting them, and holding space means you're there with them in their space, in their time, with their process. So holding space is not an easy thing. It's not something you can do overnight, and it's not something you can do with everyone. So be clear on where you are emotionally when you decide to hold space, because it's a choice. You can tell someone that tells you that they're going through something or they're upset or they're feeling emotional, I'm going to hold the space for you. And we see it all the time on social media. We see, oh, I'm holding space, or I'm keeping you in prayer. All that means is that you're present with them. So make this about them and not you. And continue to listen, be compassionate, be present, be non-judgmental, and don't try to fix the problem. You're just there as a pillar for them to lean on. that's all I have for you today. And hopefully I'm holding the space for all of you, and hopefully you're holding the space for me in this process, in this self-love journey that we're on together. So have a good week. Enjoy the summer, enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you next time.